I'm going out on a limb and guess that you probably give a hoot about your eyes. But you'd rather feather your nest than overpay for eye care, which is why you should fly to America's Best, where a comprehensive eye exam plus 2 pairs of glasses starts at just $79.95. I'm telling you, that's not just a better deal, it's America's Best. Hallie's Alpun's working for you, okay? Buy glasses or book an exam today at americasbest.com.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent practices. See store for details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's Hacker.
So much so that I had to ask around. I'm like, hey, I'm kind of a nice guy, right?
Hacker is an ass.
I try, as I'm getting into my old age at 39 years old, try not to let things bother me. Just know that I'm ultra soft.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
See Baker Mayfield throw 4 passes, but I get to see this homeless guy return a ball for a touchdown.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Monday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us as we kick off another week. And for the first time since January 21st, it is game week here in the city of Jacksonville. Yeah, I know it's preseason football. I get it. But for the first time in over 6.5 months, the Jacksonville Jaguars will play a football game against another NFL opponent on Saturday as they travel to Dallas. And Doug Peterson goes on the NFL Network earlier this afternoon and says, yeah, we might play our starters a little bit. I thought that was pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe a series or two you would expect. But, yeah, the Jaguars are on the field. We'll go out to Dallas later in the week and get the Cowboy perspective on their thoughts going in to Saturday's contest. But as I told Baloo, we are absolutely jam-packed. I was at practice on Saturday and Sunday and again today, and I had the opportunity to catch up with 3 Jaguar players. Devon Hamilton, big defensive lineman. He'll stop by the program tonight, as will rookie defensive lineman Tyler Lacey and Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin. And Kevin Austin's interesting because both Doug Peterson and Press Taylor singled out Kevin Austin as a young receiver that's, for lack of better terminology, opening some eyes down there with the Jaguars. So Austin, Lacey, and Hamilton all coming up tonight here on Hacker After Dark. John Shipley of Jaguar Report and Monday Night Coaching with our guy Campo. Dave Campo will be a part of this program every Monday once the regular season gets underway, and we'll have Coach Campo on tonight as a little appetizer of that here on Hacker After Dark. But every night here on HAD, we do give you a big deal of the night, and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal? What is the big deal?
No big deal. It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
All right, so the toughest part of training camp is over. In fact, training camp as we know it basically comes to an end at the end of this week. I think the fans, you guys have, 2 more opportunities, Wednesday and Thursday, to go down there. They travel to Dallas on Friday. They play the game on Saturday. And then keep in mind, most of next week will be spent in Detroit. A couple of joint practices with the Lions before that game on Saturday the 19th. So 11 training camp practices in. They got 2 more, which will be in non-pads, I believe, will be in just helmets before they go to Dallas. But I got to tell you, for the last 3 days, and really today was the major one, boy, the Jaguars got after it, man. 3 consecutive days in full pads in 95-degree weather. It was hot down there today, and the Jaguars were going at it for over 2.5 hours. And you don't see a lot of tackling to the ground anymore in today's NFL. Teams will do that once, maybe twice in camp. And the Jaguars did it today. I mean, there was some hitting going on. There was some thumping going on. There was a live goal line going on. They were getting after it. And a couple of things have stood out to me over the last 3 days, but really over the entirety of training camp. One of the things that has really stood out to me is the confidence that this team built at the end of last year, I think is carried over. Now, I have never been a guy. In fact, I've joked about this. Maybe I'm getting wiser as I get older. I'm not that college kid or just fresh out of college like Denmark, that thinks completely different. My 25-year-old self compared to now I'm almost 40. But I was never one that says, well, you build momentum going into the offseason. What does anything that have to do with last year have anything to do with right now? But I think last year's run is having an effect right now. This is a confident football team, man. This is a football team, the Jaguars, that know they are good. They know they're good, and I believe they're hungry because they think they let one get away in Kansas City last year. And they did. Keep in mind, they lost that game because Chad Henne drove the ball 98 yards. Remember Foye Oluokun almost had that interception? Christian Kirk almost caught that bomb from Trevor Lawrence. Jamal Agnew almost had the Jaguars set up inside the 5-yard line. Almost wasn't good enough. You tip your cap to the Chiefs. They won the game and, of course, went on to win a world championship. But the confidence to me that the Jacksonville Jaguars got from that 6-game winning streak last year and going toe-to-toe in Arrowhead with the eventual world champion, I believe is carried over. I think this team is good. I believe they know they're good, and I believe they want you to know that they know they're good. They walk around with a little moxie, man. It's something we haven't seen like that clearly since 2017. But even that 2017 team was arrogance, right? Jalen Ramsey, Ngakoue, Telvin Smith. I mean, Calais obviously wasn't arrogant, but the other guys, remember Ramsey did that magazine where he was talking about how all the NFL quarterbacks are suck and are garbage and this, that, and the other?
GQ.
Was it GQ? Yeah. I don't get the sense that Josh Allen or Trayvon Walker or Andre Sisco are going to be doing any GQ magazines. There was an arrogance about that 17 team coming into 18. To me, there's a confidence about this 23 team stemming back to what they did at the end of 22. And why shouldn't there be? They didn't really lose anybody except Jawan Taylor. As I've talked many times over, walking off the field at Arrowhead, 21 of the 22 guys that started that game are back. Arden Key did not start. Chris Manhertz did not start. Marvin Jones certainly did not start. Arden Key was the second biggest loss, but again, at the end of the day, he played 41% of the defensive snaps. They're running it back, and they've added Calvin Ridley. After 4 games, they will add Cam Robinson, who was not there at Arrowhead because of the injury. They've added a rookie class like Anton Harrison and Brenton Strange and Tank Bigsby and Ventrell Miller, which, by the way, Ventrell Miller made some plays today. Antonio Johnson made some plays. I might have been wrong about the rookie class. There's not a lot of expectation on them, but the expectations are growing. They're doing things out there. Tyler Lacey's another one. You'll hear that conversation in about 15 minutes or so, a little less. I like what the rookies are doing out there. None of those guys were obviously on the roster at Arrowhead. It's a better football team right now, to me, than when they left the field in Kansas City. With one huge caveat. Trent Baalke has decided, among his inaction of signing a veteran pass rusher, that the hay is in the barn. They believe, they being the Jaguars, believe that after Josh Allen and after Trayvon Walker, K'Lavon Chaisson, Yasir Abdullah, maybe Jordan Smith, although I don't know about that, Tyler Lacey, that those are going to be the guys that are going to try to get to affect the opposing quarterback. I have a concern about that. If K'Lavon Chaisson is this team's third best edge rusher, that's a problem. That is officially a problem. And what's frustrating to me is Justin Houston signed in Carolina yesterday. Remember, Justin Houston had 9.5 sacks last year. 9.5 in Baltimore. Would have overwhelmingly led the Jaguars in sacks with that number a year ago. He got a 1-year, $6 million guaranteed deal. The Jaguars could have easily done that. They chose not to. Again, who are we to doubt Trent Baalke? He's been doubted many times in the past, and he's come out clean on the other side. So I'm going to ride the wave with him. I'm going to believe in him because, quite frankly, at this point, we don't really have any other choice. But I have trepidation about affecting the opposing quarterback. Having said that, I don't have a whole lot of issue with the offense. This offense is going to score, man. They are going to score a lot of points. And that goes back to the confidence. You could see it today when Travis Etienne was talking to the NFL Network. They know. When you're a football player, you know when you got something. The offense knows what they have. When you throw out there Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk and Sage Jones and Evan Ingram and Travis Etienne, and then if heaven forbid something happens to any of them, you still got Britton Strange and Tank Bigsby and Jamal Agnew and JaMychal Hasty and on and on and on and on. They know. The offense is going to be good. Top 10, yes. Probably a top 5 offense to me, assuming one quarterback stays healthy. Knock on wood. So this team is confident. They should be. They're going to be good. They know they're going to be good. And I do think from 4-8 last year to that 6-game winning streak to give Kansas City all they wanted in the divisional round, the end of last year matters for this team. They now know what they're capable of. And they think, my opinion, they think they let one get away at Arrowhead last year. So they're confident, but they're also motivated to get back to that point and to finish the job this time. So I like what I see on the offensive side of the ball. I like what I see. Do I have questions on defense? Yeah, I do. I got questions about affecting the opposing quarterback. I have questions about some of the issues in the secondary. But again, we do not need the Jaguars to be the steel curtain. We do not need the Jaguars to be the 2001 Ravens, right? We need them to be an average defense. If they allow 20 points per game, they're going to win a lot of games because the offense will simply outscore people. So it is a good time to be a Jaguar. By the way, NFL Network made the Miller Electric Center look outstanding with their coverage today. I mean, think about this. Think about where we were in the COVID year of 2020 and where we were in 2021 with Urban Meyer. The Jaguars won 4 games combined in 2020 and 2021. It was a dumpster fire of epic proportions. They went 4-29 in 2020 and 2021. And I got news for you. That was not that long ago that this team was 4-29 in a 33-game stretch. But the absolute overhaul of the roster, the brilliant hire of Doug Peterson, and, quite frankly, the brilliant promotion of Trent Baalke and what they've done with this organization, tip your cap to Shad Khan. Oh, you guys crushed Shad Khan about the Trent Baalke thing. Just crushed him. It's pretty good now. I wish he would have signed a veteran edge pass rusher, but again, who am I to doubt Trent Baalke after what he's done with this roster in 2 years? The Jaguars went from the dark hole of the NFL to now the NFL Network being here today at the brand new $90 million Miller Electric Center. It looked gorgeous on television. You got a franchise quarterback. You got a head coach that is doing a phenomenal job. You got Calvin Ridley on this team, who I think is going to have a huge year. Evan Ingram, the guy that just signed a $41 million deal, $24 million of that is guaranteed. He's the first guy on the practice field every day. Literally the first guy. Money didn't go to his head. He's out there before anybody else, swarming up, catching balls, catching tennis balls. Big thumbs up to Evan Ingram, man. Some people get, fat and happy when they get a contract. No, sir, not Evan Ingram. He's doing the same exact thing he did last year. I think that's telling about this football team. They got guys with chips on their shoulder. They got guys that have been told they're not good enough. They've got guys that have not done well in other places, and this is their second chance, and they are making the most of it. And it's going to be fun to watch. From 4-29 in 2020 and 2021 to the overwhelming favorites in the AFC South, a brand new, beautiful practice facility that I know a lot of you fans have enjoyed over the last couple of weeks, and unbelievable expectations heading into this year. It was a lowly situation to be a Jaguar fan. Trust me, I did all those fifth quarters when they were 4-29. I know what you guys went through. Leon Searcy and I looked at each other in 2020 and 2021. What are we going to do for 2 hours? This team's terrible. Not anymore. Not anymore. There's a confidence with this team, and there should be. Because I think they're going to be good. I believe you think they're going to be good. And maybe most importantly, I believe they think they're going to be good. But there is still a motivation because they believe they let one get away in Kansas City 6 months ago. 641-1010 on the phone line and on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. A couple defensive linemen that will certainly have a role on this team. Devon Hamilton just signed a new 3-year contract this offseason, and the Jaguars used a 4th-round pick on Tyler Lacey out of Oklahoma State. I had the opportunity to catch up with both guys over the last couple of days at Jaguar training camp. We will play those conversations next. Hamilton, Lacey, with Hacker After Dark on a Monday night in Jacksonville, Florida. And as always, we are glad you are with us.
Well, what is this?
I think it's a treasure map.
No kidding?
I'm not imagining this, right?
Then I bet this map tells you where it's buried.
Tells you where what's buried.
1010XL.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to one commercial today, listen to this one.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are doing it again, recognizing the local heroes in our community with a brand new car. That's right, we'll be giving away a brand new car, cash, and free oil changes for life to our local heroes. Nominate a law enforcement officer, firefighter, EMT, nurse, teacher, veteran, or your local WOW hero. Head to localwowheroes.com to nominate and vote today. Let's wow our heroes.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Frank here, and it's summertime, and longer days mean more time to spice up your morning. Looking for an unexpected breakfast experience? How about a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken biscuit? It's back on the menu for good, seasoned with a spicy blend of peppers and freshly breaded chicken paired perfectly with a lightly buttered biscuit. The Chick-fil-A spicy chicken biscuit makes a bold start to your summer morning. Savor each delicious bite with Chick-fil-A Spicy Chicken Biscuit today.
Major League Baseball is always on at Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill. Whether you're a Ray, Cub, or even Yankee, Perfect Rag Billiards always has all the games live. Tons of awesome beer and food specials for the weekend, from Fireball Fridays, Seltzer Saturdays, and brunch on Sundays. That along with tons of pool tables, shuffleboards, darts, and more. Get on out of the house for the action and come to Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill, where you can catch all the MLB action. Perfect Rag Billiards in Murray Hill, a great place to watch sports.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 7, 1929, Yankee slugger Babe Ruth ties the MLB record by hitting a grand slam in consecutive games for the second time in 13-1 win over Philly.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, takes the field this season at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark as the AAA affiliate of the Miami Marlins. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids run the bases after Sunday games. Call 358-2846 or jackshrimp.com. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Hey, Hicken here. I hope your summer's been as fun as mine. We had some great vacations, did some traveling. Must admit, though, I'm looking forward to everybody kind of getting back into order. My youngest going off to college. Everything got is settling down in the house. Man, the house is taking a beating. So the tile and grout, the carpets and rugs all need a good cleaning. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your tile and grout cleaned and sealed 25% off. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backward. Right way to clean.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
So this offseason, the Jacksonville Jaguars re-signed defensive tackle Devon Hamilton to a 3-year extension, $34.5 million, 23 fully guaranteed. Translation, they like Devon Hamilton. He's going to be one of the foundation pieces of that defense. I had the chance on Saturday after the in-stadium practice, which was awesome, by the way. A lot of fans down there. It was a good time. I had the chance to speak with Devon Hamilton. Here is that conversation on Hacker After Dark. Jaguar in-stadium practice in the books. We got Jaguar defensive tackle Devon Hamilton here with us. Devon, took some good work going out there today, man. How were things?
Yeah, they were great. We got some good work. We competed today, and I felt like we got better.
Certainly the crowd was really behind you guys. A big turnout for a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. What is that like to see all these fans out here?
That's very encouraging. You know, we did very well last year, and I'm just happy that everybody's coming back and hopefully filling this stadium when it comes fall.
Quite the offseason for you. The team showed their support for you and that brand-new contract. What did that mean to you, the team that drafted you, extended you, so most of your career now will be in Jacksonville?
I was very excited. I really wanted to stay here in Jacksonville. I love it here. I love the stadium. I love fans. I love the new facility we have. I just love what we're building, and I really love my guys around here.
You're a young guy, but you've seen some things here in Jacksonville, from where things were to where things are now. I mean, how do you compare and contrast where this team is now to, say, maybe your rookie year?
We definitely have built it from where we were to where we are now. I mean, it's a complete 180. In a very positive way, I feel like we really changed things around here.
You know, you look at the offense. We'll get to your side of the ball in a moment, but when you're practicing against Trevor and ETN, and your DBs have to deal with Ridley, Kirk, and Jones, I mean, iron sharpens iron. Going against that offense must make you guys better.
Oh, yeah, every day. I mean, I love going against Sheriff every day. He gets me better every day. I feel like there's no better guard out there than him, so I'm excited for it.
You mentioned Sheriff. What do you see out of Fortner? Second year in the league, started every game last year. You like where his game is up?
He's definitely growing and growing every day. I mean, you see he's getting more reps, more experience on what he's doing, and he's definitely getting better every day.
To your side of the ball, there's you, there's RRH, you know, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker. Are you excited what this front seven could become this year?
Yeah, we just go out there and dominate. That's all it really is. But, yeah, I'm very excited for those two. I mean, they're going to have some good opportunities to rush this year, and hopefully it turns out in production.
You're a veteran. You've seen your share of players around the league. Year two for Muma, Devin Lloyd, Trayvon Walker. Does game slow down for them at all? How would you assess that year one to year two?
Oh, definitely slowing down a bit. I mean, they're understanding what's going on, understanding formations a little bit better, and seeing things a little bit quicker. So it's going to help them improve their game a lot.
You know, as we begin to wrap up with Devon Hamilton, a lot of expectations on the team this year. Do you guys hear the outside chatter? Do you know what's being said outside this building as far as you guys in 2023?
It don't even matter.
Very simple, huh?
Yeah, very simple. It don't even matter. I mean, we just got to focus on what we got to do and put what we can put on the field.
Final question. What about you? From where you were first, second year to where you are now, a brand new contract, how have you improved as a player?
I feel like I'm just getting better as far as just experience overall. I mean, experience is all you can really ask for as far as seeing things and understanding what they're trying to do to you as an offense and just understanding where the ball's going to be at.
Devon, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's interesting. I have concerns about the outside pass rush, right? I've been pretty clear about that. Interior defense, I think they're very good. With Fatukasi, with Devon Hamilton, you include Roy Robertson Harris, although he does a little bit of both. I think interiorly they're very good. But again, you don't rely on the interior guys to affect the quarterback. A sack for them, well, that's gravy, man. That's the cherry on top of the ice cream. But you need your outside guys to be your sack guys, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker. And my concern, it's so ridiculous to me that they did not add a veteran pass rusher. But again, in Trent we trust, right? It's like they're assuming that Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker will be healthy for 17 games. And I hope they are. I mean, I hope I'm not jinxing them right now, but let's be real. What are the odds that both guys for back-to-back years are healthy for another 17 games? I mean, my goodness gracious, if one of those guys gets hurt, you are up a creek without a paddle. And you might already be up a creek without a paddle. So, again, interiorly, I think they're good on the D-line. My concern is the edge pass rushing position. Having said that, a guy that could potentially help, although I believe Tyler Lacey is going to be like in the Roy Robertson Harris fold. The DeJuan Smoot fold, if you will. I think he's going to do a little bit of both. Tyler Lacey, to me, is never going to be a guy that's going to get you double-digit sacks. But what he is a guy that's going to play the run very well. He'll probably get you a handful of sacks. And he's a good, solid football player. The Jaguars drafted him in the 4th round out of Oklahoma State. He's from the state of Texas, where the Jaguars are playing on Saturday. So his NFL preseason debut will be made in his home state. Earlier this morning at Jaguar training camp, I had the opportunity to talk with 4th-round draft pick Tyler Lacey. A Monday edition Jaguar training camp just wrapping up. Jaguar rookie defensive lineman Tyler Lacey here with us. Tyler, that was spirited out there, man. 2.5 hours live tackling. I mean, that's what you sign up for, right?
Yeah, that was just a defensive dream. I mean, we just came out here and tried to dominate the day. You know, everybody getting better watching film. We're going to watch the film, get back at it, you know, do better again.
What about you? Now 2 weeks into your first training camp, you've been through rookie mini camp, OTAs. How would you assess where you are right now?
Right now I'm assessing, First getting in, I was, struggling a little bit to learn the plays, but now I got the plays locked down. Now I'm just focusing on football and what I need to be and without thinking anymore.
Got some veterans on that D-line, Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen. What are those guys telling you?
Hey, they just saying keep studying your plays. Get your body right and, just go 100% every single day.
You're from Texas, went to Oklahoma State. You're from Texas, so your first preseason NFL game is going to be in the state of Texas. How excited are you for Saturday?
I'm excited. All my family get to come out, watch me, especially all my friends from back home. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a reunion for me, going back home and playing where, everything kind of started.
It's time, right? We talk about the offseason and everything you guys have done. You've been out here working for 2 weeks. You finally get to hit somebody else on Saturday, right? How jonesing are you for that opportunity?
I'm ready for another opponent in front of me. Practice is cool, but, after a couple of days, you need somebody else fresh in front of you, so you can spear off on.
It's interesting. I don't know if you hear this, but whenever, we're on the radio, we hear Lacey and Abdullah, or Abdullah and Lacey. It's almost like you and Yasir are linked because the position you play, you're a 4th-round pick, he's a 5th-round pick. What is it like going through this process with him?
It's been good going through this process with him. Actually, we're locker mates, so we sit right next to each other in the locker. We always talk and communicate with each other, and we just, trying to, have that duo connection on the field.
A couple of more for Tyler Lacey. All right. Is your head, I don't know if your head spins, right? You're living it. You get drafted. You come right into rookie minicamp, right into OTAs, right into veteran minicamp, and now here we are in training camp. What has this last 3 months been like?
It's been real hectic. At first, before the draft, you don't know where you're going, what's going on. But when I found out I'm coming down to Jacksonville, I was excited. But then it was just time to get to work.
What did you know about Jacksonville? Obviously Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson. Did you have any idea about the organization that you were coming to?
Yeah, I took a visit down here. I met Doug and I met all the coaches, especially Buck and Caldwell. We had a good connection on my visit.
What is it like to have Brenson Buckner as a position coach, a guy that was so good in the National Football League?
It's good. I listen to him every day, trying to get his pointers and try to pick his brain and try to help my game on the field.
Miller Electric Center, brand new, your first year. You get to experience this. What's it been like?
Oh, it's been great. State-of-the-art facilities. Locker room's fantastic. Dining room's fantastic. It's just where else would I want to be?
Finally, Tyler, on Saturday when that ball gets kicked off, you're in the National Football League. You're here. Have you thought about what that moment's going to be like? Even though it's preseason, you've arrived.
No, I really haven't thought about what that moment's going to be like. At the end of the day, it's just a regular game, but it's my first NFL football game, so the jitters going to come, but I'm trying to keep it cool for right now.
Tyler, you look good out there today, man. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
There you go, Tyler Lacey, and it's interesting because we've spent so much time on Anton Harrison and Brenton Strange and obviously Bigsby, Ventrell Miller. We've talked a lot about Yasir Abdullah and Antonio Johnson and Parker Washington. And as I'm watching Tyler Lacey today, thinking that guy's going to be good, man. He had a good day at the office. And that's what I was talking about earlier. A lot of these rookies, keep in mind, they drafted 13 rookies in that draft class, which I still can't believe they drafted that many guys. And I thought at the time, well, a lot of these guys can sit back in year one and learn, and I still believe that. But watching these guys through the first 2 to 3 weeks of camp, I'm starting to think these guys might contribute this year, particularly the guys drafted early. We know Harrison's going to play a big role, but I love what I've seen out of Brenton Strange. Tank Bigsby has been a beast. Ventrell Miller's done some nice things. Tyler Lacey has done some nice things. I already think they got a steal with Antonio Johnson. So this draft class has potential. There is absolutely no question about that. With Dylan Denmark, the Hacker Ryan Green with you. It is a Monday night edition of Hacker After Dark. It's game week. The Jaguars and the Cowboys, Saturday, 5 o'clock. You'll hear the game, of course, right here on 1010XL. Let's talk to, a former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but as he will tell you, man, he's all Jaguars right now. He's our head coach on Hacker After Dark. You'll get him every Monday during the regular season. Monday night coaching with Campo. My friend Dave Campo joins us next to look at training camp and to preview the Jaguars and the Cowboys. That's next with Denmark. I'm the Hacker. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
1010XL. Home of the Florida Gators.
Hey folks, you know you want Shark Coatings, and the time is now. So close your eyes and let's imagine your garage. Wait, if you're driving, please don't close your eyes. Just wait till you get home. The rest of you see those cracks, the stains? It looks dark, dull, and dreary. It's nothing you're proud of. It's your house junk drawer. Now, see your floor with Shark Coatings. It's bright, it's durable, it's fresh. Since it's non-porous, it will be so much easier to clean. Don't imagine your garage, driveway, porch, or pool deck this way. Get with Shark Coatings and have a brand new space with new possibilities.
Introducing an exciting update from Duck Duck Rooter. Mia here and my friends at Duck Duck are thrilled to expand on their already long line of home and business services with the launch of Duck Duck Air Conditioning. As a licensed mechanical contractor, the skilled Duck Duck Air Conditioning team is equipped to handle any HVAC and refrigeration project you can throw at them. Folks, it is hot outside. There is no reason to be hot inside. Contact Duck Duck Air Conditioning today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckac.com.
If you're living with heart disease and surgery is necessary, a top-rated heart surgery program is available to you at Baptist Health. The team at Baptist has the highest rating for heart bypass surgery by the Society of Thoracic Surgeons, the gold standard for quality and safety ratings. Ask your doctor to learn more or visit baptistjax.com/heart.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
1991, we played Boston College. Tommy Mack had like 15 tackles.
19.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
19.
okay,
Took 4
but
away
it was
from
19. Tom McManus, Friday from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I said yes to Yas, Dr. Mitchell Yas, and the Yas method. Now, I know you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not addressing the root causes. Well, I know from personal experience, this does happen. But I found the best-kept secret in pain elimination, Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS, and say yes to Yas.
Denny Thompson here. Are you a home builder looking for a reliable low-voltage partner? Look no further than Tyson Sound and Security. They've been working hard with large and small builders for 15 years. Here's why they are the top choice. They will enhance your home buyer's home experience by offering custom home design appointments, and your budget stays intact while they deliver top quality services. Builders, send your plans over today to bid. Tyson Sound and Security, security and home automation experts.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjax.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Look, warmer weather now means mosquito, flea, and tick season is here.
These pests are out for blood, but you don't have to let them win. Protect your home and family with Kingfish Pest Control. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their products are safe for kids and pets. Plus, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can relax knowing your yard is pest-free. Call today, mention the Jags to receive 10% off your initial service. That's Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, Campo's Coaching Corner on Hacker After Dark.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. It is game week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are on the field on Saturday, preseason game number 1 in Dallas, taking on the Dallas Cowboys. We are 34 days away from the regular season opener, and as we get closer to the season, that means I get closer and closer to my weekly chats with my guy Dave Campo, former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, although he'll tell you he is a Jaguar now, and he joins us here tonight. A little Monday night coaching with Campo on Hacker After Dark. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great, and I am a Jaguar now. I do root for the Cowboys when, they're doing some other stuff, but it's always the Jags. There's no doubt.
That's exactly right. Coach has been out to basically every training camp practice. All right, you and I talk every day, but we haven't talked on the radio since training camp has begun, Coach. So a broad overview, 11 practices in, your thoughts on year 2, Doug Peterson training camp here in Jacksonville.
Well, I think it's been pretty crisp. I mean, and what I mean by that is, it doesn't look like it, there's a lot of enthusiasm. It doesn't look like there's any kind of trouble. It looks like it's just smooth, and it looks like the guys that have to, make plays are making plays. Trevor Lawrence looks pretty crisp in what he's doing, and how quickly he's getting rid of the ball and all those kind of things. I just think it's a second-year team with a lot of confidence that feels like they have a chance to win. And I think that they've improved this football team a great deal with the draft, adding some depth to this team. Even some of the undrafted free agents seem to be fitting in pretty good.
Coach, I always thought that was bunk, right? The whole building momentum into the offseason. I thought one year has nothing to do with the other year. But to your point, the way Jacksonville ended last season, that 6-game winning streak, and given Kansas City all they wanted in the divisional round, it appears, at least to me, and I'm very curious your thoughts, that confidence, that moxie, if you will, at the end of last year has come over into where we are now to get ready to begin 2023.
Well, I do believe, every season is a little different, and every game's a little different. In the NFL, you can't, guarantee that because you beat, you beat somebody and they beat somebody else, and then you play that somebody else and it's guaranteed. It doesn't work that way, but I lived it. With the Cowboys. I lived it with, the feeling that once we went to the playoffs the first year and we won a playoff game up in Chicago, we didn't play very well in the next one, but you could feel the off season, the way guys went about their business, the way they went through training, the confidence that was built up. And when you look across to the locker next to you, you see some guys that made a lot of plays. And all of a sudden you're saying, hey, look, if he makes those plays and I make my plays, we got a chance to do something special here. So I really do think there's something to that. I think this team has confidence that, and especially when you got the quarterback hack. When you got a quarterback that has a chance to get it done, that goes a long way towards whether or not you have the confidence of winning.
Monday night coaching with Campo. Our man Dave Campo here with us on Hacker After Dark. Coach, you mentioned the quarterback. You brought him up earlier. Your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence now, week 3 of training camp?
I think he's, making progress. And he, obviously you won't know until you get into the ball games and when the bullets start flying. But, he seems like he's much more comfortable in what he's doing, which makes sense because he's been in the system for 2 years now. And, he didn't sit on his hands in the offseason. I'm sure he was studying and working out and doing all the things that he needed to do to make sure he came into this season with not having to worry about the mental aspects of the game and really worry about what he needed to do physically. And that I think goes a long way. And I think he's demonstrating that, especially some of the throws he made when they were inside the 20 in practice. That to me is a very difficult, offensive undertaking when you get down in there, when you're throwing the football. And he's made some really quality throws, which I think, bodes well.
This was talked about earlier on in training camp, but you guys, when you were in Dallas with Jimmy Johnson, you obviously had a star, a Hall of Famer there in Troy Aikman. I'm curious if you compare that to this as far as how much input the quarterback has. You're starting to build some rapport with your head coach in year 2. Did Jimmy go to Troy and say, hey, what do you like? What do you don't like? Do you like this play? Do you like that play? How can we get you into the right play? And how much of that do you think Trevor is doing with Doug Peterson and Press Taylor?
Well, first of all, the guy that really made a big difference, and this is not any disrespect for Jimmy, but Norv Turner. When Norv Turner got there, and they had that tight camaraderie, there's no question that Norv worked directly, with the things that he liked, the things that he did well, the confidence he had in certain things. There's no question that happens. And I think this football team here, obviously Jimmy wasn't an offensive guy, but Doug is. And I think Doug and the combination of Mike McCoy and Press Taylor, those guys, I'm sure are conversing about, what things that he feels really comfortable with. And normally when you're comfortable with something, you can execute it. So there's no question that that's happening over there.
Coach, they have a lot of talent at the skill position. I don't think there's any denying that. The quantity is unbelievable. When you talk about Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, and even some of the young guys, right? Brenton Strange, Tank Bigsby, among them. I mean, there's one football, which will be an interesting thing to see how it gets distributed. But you talk about skill position, 1 to 6, 1 to 7. Boy, the Jaguars, they got a lot of guys that can hurt defenses this year.
Yeah, that's going to put some pressure on defenses. There's no question about it. Normally you hope that they may have one really good one and the rest of them are just guys. But I think this team is pretty stocked over there, including some of the younger players that, there's a fight for that 5th and 6th position. I think Agnew probably has one of them because he's, a return guy. But the other position, if they keep 6, there'll be a battle with some of the younger players. The one thing about it is when, I don't think there's a real, concern about not enough footballs. I think this football team is more about winning than it is an individual, numbers of catches or whatever. But what it does do when you have that many is it puts the pressure on the defense. And I think that's where this team has an advantage because I think they can go to their 4th and 5th receivers and feel pretty darn comfortable with it.
I mean, you're a defensive guy, so put yourself in the mind of defensive coordinators playing the Jaguars. What do you try to do as far as who are you taking away? Are you taking away Ridley? Are you taking away Kirk? What's the idea there?
Yeah, that's a tough day in my opinion because I think that they're all very complementary and very similar. From what I know of Ridley, if he's what he's shown in practice and what he was doing before he left the league for a while, I think that they would have to pay a little extra attention to him, and that opens it up for everybody else. And when you have a tight end, people don't understand how big a deal Ingram is, I don't think, in the grand scheme of things. They know the receivers, but, when you got a tight end that can make plays, that really puts the pressure on because the majority of stuff he does is against guys that are not great cover guys, the linebackers, one of the safeties. That position can really hurt you, and I think Ingram would do that. And if a second tight end comes in like Prince, he's another Ridley. He's another Ingram. And Strange is kind of an either-or guy. So they have some tight ends that can hurt you as well.
I don't know if this means anything, but you and I were talking about it at practice, and it's certainly something that caught my eye. Here's Evan Ingram, a guy that's just got $24 million guaranteed, a $41 million contract if you add all the incentives that he could get. 3-year deal, unbelievable protection, longevity here in Jacksonville. He is still the first guy out on that field every day. He is still the guy like last year that's catching the warm-up tosses from all three quarterbacks. From a media perspective, Coach, I noticed that. I can't even begin to imagine as a former head coach what you thought of that. That to me showed me a lot about Evan Ingram.
Yeah, there's no question. I said that last year on some of the shows that I was on about one of the things that impressed me was, he came here number one with a contract in mind, and coming off a really rough situation back with the Giants. And one of the knocks on him was that he dropped a lot of balls. And first thing I saw when I got to practice over at Episcopal last year was that he was over with the quarterbacks when special teams were going on. He was the only guy over there catching balls from the quarterbacks. And usually that's an intern or somebody, catching those balls in warm-ups. It's not a receiver. And then at the end of practice, he'd be over catching tennis balls and stuff, getting fired at him. So, that stuck out to me. And before the first day of practice, I was asked by one of the shows, what's the first thing you want to look at when you go to training camp? And I think they expected me to say, how Trevor's doing and this and that. My answer was, I want to see after signing a big contract whether Evan Ingram is over there catching balls from the quarterback. And he was. And that says a lot about him. And he is the first guy, literally the first guy on the field. So, that bodes well for the guy.
Couple of more for our head coach, Dave Campo. Monday Night Coaching with Campo here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, final offensive question before we get to your side of the ball with defense. Do you have concerns about the offensive line? We know Cam Robinson suspended for the first 4 games. Once the regular season begins, that means Walker Little at left tackle, Anton Harrison at right tackle. They seem to have maybe an issue at left guard because Ben Barch has not been cleared for contact. Tyler Shatley had a scary, AFib situation, so he's going to have to get medically cleared before he can really get back out there. So do you have issues with the line, or do you think they'll be able to figure that out?
Well, I'm a little nervous about it. I don't think anybody could say any differently, especially when you got 2 new tackles. Fortunately, Little got some time last year with the injury to Cam to where he showed that he can hold his own at that left tackle spot. You got a rookie at the other spot who's been a little banged up in camp and missed some practice. He looked pretty good today, by the way. I liked, he's definitely got good feet and this and that. I'm hopeful that Shatley's not going to have a problem because that would really concern me at the left guard position. I'm not sure we have a guy there that, you'd feel very, very comfortable with, but I would feel comfortable with Shatley. And I just have a feeling that they're going to be, if Shatley's available, they're going to be okay from Little to Shatley to the center to Sheriff. But the right tackle position, you have to be a little nervous just because the guy hasn't seen many reps and he's a young guy. But he is athletic. He is pretty physical. So, I'm hopeful they can figure that out. They've got an outstanding offensive line coach, which I think is a real plus.
All right, Coach, in the time that we have left, let's go to defense. They just simply will not sign a veteran edge pass rusher. They won't do it. I've been banging the drum for months. And I've seen Frank Clark go to Denver. I've seen Leonard Floyd go to Buffalo and Ngakoue to Chicago. And yesterday, Justin Houston to Carolina. Now the only guys left are like Melvin Ingram, Carlos Dunlap, and I think Robert Quinn maybe. They're going to go with what they got, Coach. The hay is in the barn. And I got to tell you, if Caleb Chason is really the 3rd best edge pass rusher on this football team, I have some pretty grave concerns about that.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a reservation there. I mean, the one-on-ones today, which you saw, was the best pass rush in one-on-ones that they've had all year, all training camp. And normally when the pads come on, not only the pads come on, but when they say it's a full contact day where you're going to tackle and everything else, that usually juices up the defense. I would say that the offense has won the day against those guys up until today, and I thought I saw a little bit of a spark there. I'm still concerned about Chason athletically. Hack, there's no reason in my mind athletically why he shouldn't be a decent player, but you just don't see it all the time, and that one's going to be a little bit of an issue. But I'm hopeful that they see things in these guys, and I do believe with the defense that we have that you're going to see a lot more pressure, a lot more blitzing with this group. Not necessarily all man-to-man blitzing, but zone blitzes, bringing the linebackers, bringing 33, putting him up on the end of the line of scrimmage some and letting him come and rush, get on the back one-on-one. Those are the kind of things that they're going to have to do. They're going to have to scheme their way to some sacks, it looks like to me, if they don't do anything else.
Well, and the thing about it, too, I mean, Josh Allen's in a contract year. Trayvon Walker is coming into his second year. One would expect jumps from them. But, knock on wood, Coach, injuries happen. This is the National Football League, and it seems to me like they're banking on Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker being there for all 17 games. If one of those guys goes down for however long during the year, good grief. What are they going to do as far as affecting the opposing quarterback? To your specialty, the defensive backfield, my concerns are not as big there, but I still have them because, Coach, after Tyson Campbell and after Darius Williams, a lot of youngsters, right, battling for playing time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been a little bit more impressed with Montaric Brown. And, some of the young DBs are starting to look okay. I'm not as concerned back there. I think they do have pretty good players there. I think their backup safeties are okay. My concern, the whole thing to me is going to be that they're going to have to scheme their way to take the pressure off the back end. They're going to get more out of Lloyd this year. There's no question in my mind. I talked to the linebacker coach, Tony Gilbert, who played for me in Dallas or in Jacksonville back in the day. He says that it's night and day between where Lloyd was last year and where he is right now. So I think they'll get some stuff out of him that will take the pressure off of the secondary. And that's the hope at this point. But I do believe they're going to have to blitz more than they have before. But I think the understanding of the scheme is going to be better second year with everybody, and I think they'll be able to do that.
Final moments with our head coach, Dave Campo. All right, preseason game number 1 on Saturday, Coach, against the Dallas Cowboys. What are you looking to get out of preseason game 1? If you're Doug Peterson, if you're the coaching staff, what's the checklist? What do you hope to accomplish?
Well, first of all, and a lot of people don't necessarily agree with this, but this game is really is like a second game of a 4-game preseason, like the old days. So I would like to see the first team guys, and I don't know if Trevor's going to be included in that. He could very well be. At least get a series or so just to get their feet wet and to, maybe get a little bit of confidence going. And then I want to see all the young backup guys out there, and I just want to see it's going to be very generic game plan. I just want to see them get out there and kind of pick out some guys that I think have a chance to help this football team going forward. And that's, I think, going to be the approach. I would be surprised if the first guys didn't get a little work.
All 32 NFL teams are in action between Thursday and Sunday as NFL preseason week 1 is about to kick off. Speaking of kicking off, Dave Campo will once again be a huge part of our Jaguar coverage on 1010XL. You'll get him every Monday night with Monday Night Coaching with Campo right here on Hacker After Dark. And, Coach, we're 34 days away from you, myself, Leon Searcy, at a brand-new location we'll be telling people about for for the 5th quarter this year. I'm fired up about it. I know you are as well.
Absolutely. I really enjoy being around, talking ball, and especially after seeing a ball game and kind of, talking about what happened. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot for having me with you.
Dave Campo, he's our guy. He's our head coach here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, thank you, my friend. I'll see you later this week.
You bet.
Wonder what Jeff Prosser would be doing if he wasn't on 1010XL?
Secret agent. Secret agent. I could do that.
Jeff Prosser.
As an intelligence operative.
Mornings on 1010XL.
It's time to face your destiny.
You could be working for the resistance.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones
Universal Roof and Contracting is redefining roof replacement. You can protect your home and increase your curb appeal. Whether your roof has suffered storm damage or just worn out over time, they offer a broad array of roof materials, including metal, tile, or architectural shingles to suit your specific needs. They're the right choice for all your roofing needs. So visit universalroof.com to set up a complimentary roof inspection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
You can be part of a fishing tournament with a real local impact. The Triple Challenge Fishing Tournament, Party, and Silent Auction benefits Young Life in the Beaches community. Learn more at JacksonvilleBeachesYoungLife.org.
To learn more about the Jericho School Golf Tournament and Silent Auction at Blue Sky Golf Club October 21st, visit thejerichoschool.org.
Dreams Come True is the only local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
The Knights of Columbus 5535 Annual Golf Tournament is November 6th at Glen Kernan Country Club. To find out how to play or sponsor, call 249-5535.
To walk in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk on November 16th at UNF. Register at lightthe.night.org.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. we can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater Irrigation and Drainage too.
Your quick and easy solution for paying the lowest price on car insurance is Estrella Insurance. E to the T here and start saving the big bucks and pay less today. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE and see for yourself. That's 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE or visit EstrellaInsurance.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
9 o'clock hour has arrived. Hacker After Dark. We're with you till 10 o'clock. As always, Jacksonville, we are streaming nightly for your viewing pleasure on YouTube and Twitter. Just go to YouTube, search Hacker After Dark. You'll see the show there until 10 o'clock. Likewise, it's not even Twitter anymore. I keep saying that. Come on, Denmark. It's X.
X.
You go to X.
I saw something that said X/Twitter. I think it was on Sports Channel. It was like it gave the proper credit. It said X/Twitter. So you can do either or.
I'll be calling that thing Twitter forever. But anyway,
same.
At 1010XL on X or Twitter, and you'll see the show there until 10 o'clock tonight. Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin, a guy that both Doug Peterson and Press Taylor singled out this weekend when talking about the young wide receivers on this football team. He is coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Also, my friend John Shipley of Jaguar Report. He does a terrific job with Jaguar Report. I'm a big fan of what Shipley does with that website. He joins us at the bottom of the hour to talk more Jaguars training camp. I do want to get into the coaches poll in college football that came out earlier today, but I did want to spend a brief moment, I do mean a brief moment, on this. So I did get up Sunday morning and watch the United States women's soccer team lose to Sweden in penalty kicks. Crazy game, crazy ending. I did feel bad for the way they lost for the most part. I have a lot of friends, and by a lot, I mean a lot, that were rooting against the U.S. women's national team for some of their views on things. I will be honest with you. I was not rooting against the United States women's team, all right? When it was I wanted them to win. Having said that, am I the biggest Megan Rapinoe fan you're going to find? No, I'm not.
This was locker room talk.
Well, I'm not even getting into that situation. That's Denmark. I'm not even getting into that. I'm just simply saying that I am not a very big Megan Rapinoe fan. I do not agree with some of the things she has done. Did I want to see her miss a penalty kick that cost the United States a World Cup game? No, I did not take joy in that. So I was surprised, but I guess that you shouldn't really be surprised anymore in the political climate that we're in when people do things that you disagree with, right? And I certainly think there are some people that have disagreed with some of the things that Megan Rapinoe has done. But to openly root against the country was kind of weird to me. I was not happy that they lost, all right? Did I lose any sleep over it? No, because I'm not the biggest soccer fan when it comes to U.S. women's soccer to begin with. I'm just not. I got up and watched it because I thought I had to. It was a big event, and I was going to talk about it. And the way it ended was crazy. I mean, no team should lose the way the U.S. lost. They lost by a couple of millimeters on a video review and a penalty kick overtime sudden death deal. I mean, it was crazy the way that game ended. My heart went out to that team Julie Ertz, and all of them, because that sucks the way they lost that game. So I was kind of on both sides of it. Now, that's not a good place to be as a sports talk radio host. I was rooting for the U.S. women, but again, I'm not the biggest Megan Rapinoe fan. So I kind of saw both sides of it, but I ultimately was a little surprised that in my inner circle, I had so many people rooting against the team because of Megan Rapinoe. But nevertheless, her career is over. Hopefully the U.S. can rebound moving forward. Alex Morgan said she's going to come back and play. I believe she'll be 35 or so at the next Women's World Cup. And so we hope the best for them in 4 years, but certainly a very disappointing loss. And the fact that I got up that early, Denmark, on a Sunday morning, are you kidding me? Didn't sleep in.
What time?
Oh, it started at 5 a.m.
And you woke up specifically just for that?
Yeah, the dog licked me in the face at 4.
So that's a little different. Okay.
But I had the alarm set for 5:30 because I was going to watch the second half of it. But because I was up already at 4, I just stayed up and watched it. So
and you're a better person than about 95% of this audience.
Yeah,
right now.
Based on social media, and again, that's not everybody in the world. It's a very small percentage. I get that. But there were certainly a lot of people watching it on Sunday morning. Quickly to the college football coaches poll. It came out today. Your top 10, Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2. People love Michigan this year, man. People love Michigan. Alabama 3, Ohio State 4, LSU number 5, 6 through 10, Southern Cal, Penn State, Florida State, Clemson, and Tennessee. That means Florida State and LSU on Sunday. What will that be? Sunday, September 3rd, I guess? Yeah. Sunday, September 3rd in Orlando, at least in the coaches poll, will be a battle of top 10s. From the Florida Gator perspective, you play the number 1 ranked team in the country. You play the number 5 ranked team in the country. You play the number 8 ranked team in the country. You play the number 10 ranked team in the country. And that's
I think it's 15.
No, because do they don't play Ole Miss this year, right? Ole Miss is 22, A&M's 25.
I thought David Waters put out something that was like,
oh yeah, Utah, yeah. 14.
That's what it was.
So
14.
Florida plays 5 of the top 14 in the preseason coaches poll. Are you kidding me? 5. Good grief. And that doesn't even take into account at South Carolina, at Kentucky, home against Arkansas, at Missouri. That is a tough schedule, and we're creeping up on it, man. Florida and Utah, Salt Lake City, 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Thursday night is when the college football season, at least for the Florida Gators, gets underway. But the coaches poll is out. Denmark made a good point. Florida plays 5 of the top 14. And again, right now, Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State, and LSU, your top 5. Florida State did come in at number 8. By the way, I thought this was interesting. The official Gator Twitter handle, which I was surprised they did this, mentioned that they were in the others receiving votes category and that they would be 28th because they were the 3rd highest in others receiving votes.
That money sucks.
Yeah, please don't acknowledge that you're in the others receiving votes category. Just please beat Utah and get in the top 25. It's kind of embarrassing when you have to acknowledge that you're in the others receiving votes. More college football this week. We'll go to Gainesville. We'll go to Tallahassee, get updates on fall camp as, again, the season well inside of a month from getting underway. Back into the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kevin Austin, wide receiver, 2nd year here in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, Trevor Lawrence, all 3 of them over the weekend talked about the camp that Kevin Austin is having. We're going to talk to Kevin Austin about that next on Hacker After Dark.
Jacksonville Sports, Island in the Sun. 1010XL.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When it's hot and you know it, clap your hands. When it's hot and you know it, clap your hands. When it's hot and you know it, and your sweat stains really show it. When it's hot and you know it, call the Duck.
AC broken at your home or business? Stop clapping your hands, pick up the phone, and call Duck Duck Air Conditioning, the mechanical contractor pros when it comes to getting your AC unit working again. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter.
Summer Nights, presented by One to One Financial, is an evening affair benefiting Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, Saturday, August 26th. Enjoy an evening at the beautiful Glass Factory as you sip premium cocktails, dance the night away with live swing music from Bold City Classics, taste delicious dishes from local restaurants, and win exciting auction packages. For details and tickets, go to tinyurl.com/2023 Summer Nights.
Lauren Brooks here. Tired of joint pain holding you back? Try BioTarget from Injury Care Centers. This treatment will prolong the life of your joints by targeting the root of your pain and delivering more regenerative cells to the affected area, ensuring faster and more effective healing, making BioTarget the most advanced regenerative treatment. For a limited time, BioTarget starts as low as $499. Call Injury Care Centers or visit GoBioTarget.com. That's GoBioTarget.com.
Have brunch with Dan, Jeff, and members of the PGA Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation and J&M Roofing. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A.
Now I'm really hungry.
8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Expert Automotive is now open at our brand new state-of-the-art facility on St. John's Bluff Road. As always, every repair comes with a lifetime service repair warranty. Come celebrate our grand reopening by getting a free AC inspection, $50 off any repair, $199 brake specials, and free diagnostics all month long. Call 374-3373 or visit us at our new location at 2190 St. John's Bluff Road. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this week at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tomorrow is Community First 2 for Tuesday. Then 5-Star Good is Everywhere Wednesday, featuring Jacksonville Speech and Hearing Center. The weekend starts with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, followed by Friday fireworks, backpack giveaway Saturday, and Family Sunday. Jumbo Shrimp home all week and weekend. Tickets start at just $5. Visit jackshrimp.com.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that dry eye disease affects up to 60 million Americans? Dry eye disease is known to progress. Dry eye disease is one of the most common but least diagnosed eye conditions doctors see in their patients. Many of us who have dry eye may not even feel it. At Bowden Eye and Associates, visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. Bowden Eye and Associates. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Hey, Hicken here. I hope your summer's been as fun as mine. We had some great vacations, did some traveling. Must admit, though, I'm looking forward to everybody kind of getting back into order. My youngest going off to college. Everything got is settling down in the house. Man, the house is taking a beating. So the towel and grout, the carpets and rugs all need a good cleaning. Time to call Zero Res. Right now, Zero Res offering the hottest price of the year on tile and grout cleaning. Get your towel and grout cleaned and sealed 25% off.
Zero res, man. Spell it forward, zero res, spell it backward. Right way to clean.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
John Shipley, Jaguar Report. He is coming up in about 15 minutes. Before we get there, Kevin Austin. You know, you talk about the Jaguar wide receivers, right? We talk about Calvin Ridley. We talk about Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Jamal Agnew. We know those four are going to make the team. Those four are going to be here, no question about it. But what about after those four? Parker Washington, right? The draft pick out of Penn State in the 6th round. Tim Jones, a guy that made the team last year. You know, Cedric Pryor they like. Seth Williams they like. There are a lot of guys. Certainly one of the guys in the mix is Kevin Austin. Doug Peterson talked about he was emerging among that young wide receiver group. Press Taylor mentioned the same thing. And even Trevor Lawrence yesterday talked about Kevin Austin. So when the head coach and the quarterback and the offensive coordinator talk about a guy, well, I'm going to talk to that guy. Here's my conversation from yesterday's practice with Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin. Sunday edition Jaguar training camp in the books. We got Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin here with us. Kevin, longest practice of training camp so far, man. How did it go out there today?
It went well. You know, we played really well throughout the end. You know, finished really strong, so that's what we were hoping to do.
Year 2 for you in the system with Doug Peterson, with Press Taylor. From where you were a year ago to where you are now, what's different about your game?
I would just say I'm more comfortable in our offense. Understanding our offense, understanding the plays, understanding different defenses. I feel like I'm way more comfortable right now than I was a year ago.
You know, I mentioned Doug Peterson and Press Taylor. I'm not sure if you know this, but yesterday they were asked about some of the young receivers. Doug Peterson mentioned you.
Okay.
This morning, Press Taylor mentioned you.
Yeah, okay.
So when you hear something like that, obviously there's a lot of work to do, but the coaches are noticing. How does that make you feel knowing your work is being noticed?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, obviously I got to continue to work about everything about my game, but it's great to hear from them and to continue to push myself to be greater.
Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin here with us. All right, Trevor Lawrence is throwing you footballs, right? When you're out there with Trevor, or C.J. Beathard for that matter, a guy that started a lot of games in this league, what is it like to have a quarterback room like that getting you the football?
Really great. We have a lot of really great quarterbacks, and it's really cool to be able to understand, you know, CJ, he's kind of older, Trevor, he's kind of younger, and so just having them to, you know, combine and just understand that, like, what they're doing is really good and throwing really good balls and helping receivers get open, saying what they want. So that's pretty cool.
What has Calvin Ridley brought to this wide receiver room?
Explosion. You know, he's a really explosive player. He can really make really great cuts, and he's helping us, the younger guys, you know, just understand what it's like to be in this league.
I mean, a guy like you, it's not only Ridley, right? Christian Kirk, yes. Zay Jones. Yes. You got a lot of guys that can provide a lot of tutelage for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do. We have a lot of really great older receivers, and that they teach a lot of the young receivers a lot of things, how to be a great, you know, receiver, because they've been a great receiver in this league so far.
You talk about those three guys. You mentioned Ingram, ETN, Hasty. All the rookies like Strange and Bigsby. You're smiling, right? You guys have a lot of guys on that offense. What is it like to be a part of this?
I mean, great. Obviously, I'm blessed to be a part of this opportunity to continue to be here and to continue to, you know, play football with these guys. You know, it's great being on the field every single day with them. It's a lot of energy, a lot of great vibes, happy vibes, high fives. So we're having a lot of fun out there.
I mean, second straight day in pads, 4 days in a row. The young DBs are trying to make a name for themselves, right? Brown and Junior and all these guys. So they're battling you guys. What has the competition been like?
Oh, a lot of fun. You know, we love competition, both sides of the ball, defense and offense. But obviously, as a receiver, we're always trying to win every single rep. So just having that competition with the DBs, it's been a lot of fun.
You know, when you go through OTAs and mini camp and now training camp, you finally get to hit somebody else in 6 days. It's game week, right? With Dallas on Saturday. For a guy like you, that's probably going to play a good amount in that game. What's your mindset going in? Are you ready? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited, obviously. Obviously being consistent, playing within myself, and just having fun out there. That's the main things.
Final moments here with Kevin Austin. All right, I'll go back to Doug Peterson. What he does with this offense. What is it like, and Press Taylor for that matter, Mike McCoy, the entire offensive staff, what is it like to have a coaching staff like that. And I didn't even mention Chad Hall. My gosh, the energy that guy brings. It must be very cool to come to work every day.
Yeah, it really is. Sitting in meetings with all these coaches and hearing their perspectives on different plays, different things that happen on the field, and just hearing what they say, it helps me learn every single day how to get better.
This facility is a little different than Episcopal High School, right? What has the Miller Electric Center been like?
Oh, amazing. Every single thing about it is amazing. The practice fields, the indoor, the weight room, the dining room, the locker room, everything's great about it.
Kevin, what you're doing out there is being noticed, man. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you very much. Appreciate this.
There you go, Kevin Austin. And we talk so much about the guys at the top of the roster, but really these preseason games, particularly probably the last 3 quarters on Saturday against Dallas and probably the whole game against Miami on the 26th, that's going to be for roster spots, man. That's going to be for, roster spots, say 40 to 53. And then what the NFL did, remember, it's going to be weird this year. There's not 2 cut-down days. There's only 1 cut-down day. So you're going to have 32 teams releasing 37 guys on the same day. So it is going to be a madhouse at the end of August. And best of luck to Kevin Austin. Again, when the head coach, the O coordinator, and the quarterback bring you up, you're doing something right. So he'll certainly be a guy to watch on Saturday when the Jaguars travel out to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Again, training camp for the Pads, I believe today was their last day in pads before the game on Saturday. I believe the fans, you guys have 2 more times to see them on Wednesday and Thursday before quote-unquote training camp winds down, and then they'll get more into the end-of-season routine. Having said that, let's review the last couple of weeks with my friend John Shipley of Jaguar Report. We'll talk Jaguars. We'll also look around the AFC South as well. John Shipley of Jaguar Report is next on a Monday night edition of Hacker After Dark with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Jacksonville, as always, we are glad you're with us right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Wait, if I'm
Frank Frangie,
then you?
Lauren Brooks. That is
Hayes Carlyon,
and that is
Andrew Gibson.
Okay, this is going to sound very strange, but we are in a video game called
1010XL.
Tired of the same old places for happy hour? Downtown's best is at Bellwether. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11 because why not? For all you late-nighters, Bellwether offers nightcap specials on Friday and Saturday from 9 to 11. Want a snack with your cocktail? Bellwether has a unique bar food spread. And guess what? All metered parking is free after 6 and weekends. That's Bellwether downtown.
Whether you're driving a golf cart on the course or off, staying safe should always be a priority. Wolfson Children's Hospital offers tips to make sure you and your child know the safety basics to help avoid crashes and injuries at go.baptistjacks.com/golf cart.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
You dream it, we build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Gather the family when it's time to retire. Enjoy the warmth of a cozy fire. Now we're cooking in the great outdoors. That's what outdoor kitchens are for. You dream it, we build it. CSS. CSS.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Attention corporate event planners and team leaders. Step away from the ordinary and treat your team or clients to an exceptional corporate event at Foursquare Golf Tavern. With great fellowship, elevated food, handcrafted cocktails, and the excitement of golf simulators and football on the big screen, it's an experience you won't find anywhere else. Call or visit our website to learn more about hosting your next corporate event with us. Let's make it a day of team building, celebration, and unforgettable memories at Foursquare Golf Tavern.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Mia here and my friends over at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned are fighting inflation and saving you even more. That pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla I told you about, it's no longer $1,000 down. It is now just $500 down and $288 per month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma, now just $500 down and $388 per month. With over 400 used cars in stock, plus more than 100 vehicles under $18K, Arlington is fighting inflation and saving you big time. Find out more at arlingtontoyota.com.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher that offers take-and-bake side options that are oven-ready.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. It is game week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They travel to Dallas on Saturday for their preseason opener against the Dallas Cowboys. Let's talk Jaguars. Let's talk training camp, and let's talk everything associated with this roster heading into preseason game one with John Shipley. You read his terrific report there at Jaguar Report, and he's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. John, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, my friend. How you doing?
John, we're good. All right, you and I haven't spoke on the radio since training camp started, so just a broad overview. 11 practices in, probably the most spirited practice today, about 2.5 hours, and they were going live for most of it. What have you taken away, John, from the first 11 training camp practices?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that the biggest thing I've taken away is that, just looking at the 22 starters, players expected to play big roles, this, in my opinion, is one of the most talented Jaguars, really top-level teams that we've seen in a long time. I do think that, some of the depth is maybe questionable. I mean, we've seen it the last 2 days, Hacker, with Tyson Campbell out after that concussion he got in the stadium on Saturday. They've had Chris Claybrooks and Monteric Brown at cornerback, and that's the one thing that's given me pause. And then you look at the pass rush depth, after Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, you're wondering who on the edge can give you any pass rush, because Chason, it doesn't look like that breakout year is coming based on what we've seen in camp. Jordan Smith and you see Abdullah have mostly been non-factors. So I do think that as a starting unit, offense and defense, the Jaguars, very exciting team, but the overall depth I do think is a little bit questionable.
John, I want to get to the good, but I want to start with the bad. And you mentioned the pass rush. And not to take people too far behind the media curtain, if you will, but you and I have broken bread out there at practice pretty much every day. We've seen the same things, and not to put words in your mouth, but I get the sense that you're where I'm at, which is if K'Lavon Chaisson is really the third best edge pass rusher on this football team, they're in trouble, right? I mean, that's a problem.
And the sad thing is, he still might be, and that's what's really concerning. Because like he hasn't, in my opinion, had a good, he's had a K'Lavon Chaisson type training camp. Like he hasn't made an impact, but he's still, to me, is still a bit better than Abdullah and Jordan Smith right now, which should be the concerning thing. You put it perfectly. You're not putting words in my mouth. I'll put the words out there for myself. I think the Jaguars should be hitting the panic button on the pass rush. I think that after Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen, two guys who've had good camps, and they have a couple interior guys who can push the pocket well, but you're banking on those guys to stay 100% healthy. And if they do not, then you do not have, in my opinion, any semblance of a pass rush. So, I mean, I think it was Seth Walder with ESPN put out there that, out of all pass rushers who didn't have, basically pass rushers between 80 and 169 pass rushes last year, didn't qualify for the 170 pass rush benchmark. But out of all those guys, Arden Key had one of the best pass rush win rates of all rotational guys in the NFL last year. And they just have not replaced him. And I think that it has shown a big time in camp. I don't get the same feeling watching the Jaguars pass rush and defensive front in this training camp than I did last year's training camp, which to me is concerning.
John Shipley of Jaguar Report here with us on 1010XL in Jacksonville. All right, John, the one thing about the pass rush, too, and again, I promise we'll get to some good here in a moment, but since we're on the bad, let's stay there. Justin Houston did not get banga bucks in Carolina. I mean, they paid him, right? $6 million guaranteed, $7 million with incentives. But the Jaguars could have very easily done that, right? I mean, I have to go back and remember how much Floyd got in Buffalo or Frank Clark got out there in Denver. But the bottom line is the Jaguars have had their opportunities. And look, are any of these veteran edge pass rushers going to be the top 5, top 10 type best players on the team? No, but they need guys like this. And the Jaguars, for whatever reason, have decided that they're going to stand pat with the roster that they have. And now all these veteran guys are pretty much off the board. I guess Robert Quinn is still out there. Jadeveon Clowney is still out there. And that's about it. I mean, the hay is in the barn, right, John? I mean, they didn't sign anybody, so this is kind of what you got right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, once you get to early August, when we're seeing with guys like Justin Houston and Yannick Ngakoue coming off, the market in recent days, the bet is what they've made, basically. The choices that they made in the offseason to get them here, banking on Chaisson taking that next step, not being willing to add a pass rusher who, wasn't going to be a true 1 or 2. It really seems like that it's a move that could potentially haunt them. I'm with you. Justin Houston, that contract that he signed, there's no reason, in my opinion, they shouldn't have been able to do that. I personally don't understand really the logic and where they're coming from. I mean, you can even say, losing Arden Key isn't that big of a deal. He only had 4.5 sacks. Well, I mean, they were, I believe, 26th in the NFL last year in sacks. So you have to get better at getting sacks. And I'm struggling to see where, they're getting that production. And you're right, dude. I mean, there's very few guys out there left. I don't see Clowney as a fit, mainly because he has said before that, he sees himself more as a 4-3 player. And then the issues that he had with the Brown staff last year, he had issues with how he was utilized. Basically he was drawing the tougher matchups. So Myles Garrett could kind of get the easier ones. I just don't imagine they'd be on board with him from a culture standpoint, which to me really leaves, like you said, the Robert Quinns, the Carlos Dunlaps, and to me, the best option would be Melvin Ingram. It's just, it doesn't seem like they're really, in a rush to fix what I think has been a glaring problem all training camp.
Yeah, no, I am on the same page with you there. Absolutely. All right, Trevor Lawrence, John, your opinion on Trevor Lawrence now week 3 in training camp.
Yeah, no, I think that Trevor Lawrence has looked like a dramatically different quarterback this training camp than he did even on last year's training camp, which, you'd expect. It's his second year in the system. You expect him to be, a bit more comfortable, a bit quicker processing speed and play speed. And I think he's taken that, hope for marginal improvement in those regards. And he's completely shattered, those expectations. He's processing things at such a high level. He's making good decisions. I really haven't seen him make many bad decisions throughout camp. There's the one interception earlier in camp to Chad Muma where he tried to fit a ball into an impossible spot. But overall, I feel like he's making good decisions. I feel like he's making decisions quickly, getting the ball out of his hand. And to me, yesterday's practice, him and the entire passing game looked dialed in. I'd be surprised if this isn't one of the 5 or 6 best passing games in the NFL this year.
John Shipley of Jaguar Report. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of the story here, but you look at that offense, and my goodness, I mean, with the addition of Ridley, who the fans absolutely love that guy, and he has made some crazy catches. He had that one awful day where he dropped like 4 passes. Every other day, Ridley's been fantastic. Kirk, Jones, Etienne, Ingram, even a couple of the rookies. Tank Bigsby had a great day today. Brenton Strange has looked very good. I mean, John, they got a ton of dudes, right, on this offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, this really, from top to bottom, the skill unit is stacked. And considering we're just a few years away from guys like Nick O'Leary and Laquan Treadwell and Tavon Austin getting legitimate snaps in this offense, that shows you how far, they've come. I think the tight end room is one of the deepest rooms really on the team. Evan Ingram's had a fantastic camp. I think he's looked better this year than he did in last year's training camp. To me, he looks like, a man really on a mission to have a big year. I think Luke Farrell's had a solid camp. They talk him up a good bit. I think he's going to be your, Chris Manhertz replacement. Garrett Prince has obviously had a great camp. And then you get to the second-round tight end who's really flashed the last couple of days. And then you get to a running back room that it's the same way. There's 3 or 4 different guys who have stood out. So I think, as for as much the depth on the defensive side on the ball is concerning, I think the depth on the offensive side of the ball, specifically the skill rooms, is incredibly encouraging.
Now, as far as the offensive line, skill position-wise, it appears to be very good. But you know as well as I do that the offense is only going to be as good as the big uglies up front, right? And right now, Cam Robinson's suspended for the first 4 games. The Tyler Shatley situation caught me completely out of left field with the AFib deal. Now, he's been out there the last couple of days, so we'll have to monitor that. Barch is still not working, at least with contact. So you got some issues, right, on the O-line. Granted, we still have 34 days, right, until the regular season opener, but there are some issues along the front of that offensive line.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, really at this point, there does not seem like, for all the extenuating circumstances, like they're having some issue at guard. Tyler Shatley obviously is AFib. He's not going to be full contact until he's cleared by medical staff. Ben Barch obviously isn't on hand. Walker Little can't play guard full time because he's your starting left tackle right now. He's, of course, seeing some snaps here and there at left guard, but it's more sporadically than anything. So, I mean, it was really a guy who, if everybody was healthy, would be your 4th option. And Blake Kantz is the guy getting the starting reps right now, which, to me, I think they definitely want that spot to kind of solidify over these next couple of weeks.
As we go to the defense, Devin Lloyd appears to be everywhere. And again, not to give too much away, I know there's certain things we can say and cannot say, but just in a broad overview, John, when I look out there, I see 33 all over the place. I think he's having a great camp.
Yeah, no, I think he's had a fantastic camp. I think that you can see that he's moving, much faster, that he's playing faster, that, a lot of times last year, I think his athleticism didn't really shine because his processing speed was so much slower, and that was really kind of hindering what he could really do. Whereas I don't think you're seeing that at all this training camp. Like you said, I think it's been all over the place. He's made plays in coverage. He's made plays as a blitzer. He's really been fantastic.
Final moments here with John Shipley of Jaguar Report. To me, what Garrett Prince has been to the offense, maybe the biggest surprise in a positive way, to me, Antonio Johnson, John, has been that to the defense. Now, I don't know how much he's going to play. He's a 5th-round rookie. So, again, you try not to get too high or too low on these guys. But how on earth, based on what I've seen, that guy lasted to round 5, I simply don't understand. The Jaguars look like they might have one there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely stood out to me as, more than what you would expect from a 5th-round pick. I mean, just his overall size. He's the biggest defensive back they have. He's long. He plays with good speed. In my opinion, he practices and plays faster than his time speed. He really has a chance to be, one of those versatile kind of guys who, mainly plays safety as a box safety, but can occasionally go into a slot against some bigger targets that I think can be an exciting guy moving forward.
When I watch coaches' press conferences or go to their press conferences, you're at most of them. I've gone to as many as I can. I always think about, all right, who are they singling out? And at the beginning of camp, we always heard that name Gregory Jr., right? Gregory Jr. was a guy that was being talked about a lot. But now you're hearing other guys, like Mike Caldwell brought up with Devad Wilson earlier today. People have talked about Monteric Brown. People have talked about some of the other youngsters at corner. You mentioned it. After Campbell and after Darius Williams, you have Trey Herndon, you got Chris Claybrooks, and we'll see what that off-the-field issue does with him. But, yeah, they got young guys battling, John. Of the youngsters there in the secondary, who have you liked the most?
I think Eric Hallett's had a really good camp. He's somebody, they've used him, kind of similar to Antonio Johnson, but maybe more 50-50 split in terms of he's played both nickel and safety. I think he's gotten his hands on a lot of footballs. He's shown good ball skills, overall athleticism. I think Gregory Jr. has had a solid camp. I mean, he's having much tighter coverage than he did a year ago. Like, I remember a play a year ago where, Zay Jones made him look ridiculous on a route, and then he goes against Zay Jones today, and he gives up the catch, but he was right there in coverage. So I think those are the two young guys to me who have really stood out.
John, Doug Peterson, one on the NFL Network set. The NFL Network crew was in town today, and Peterson goes on there earlier this afternoon and says that the starters might get out there against Dallas for a series or two. I'm, quite frankly, stunned by that. What was your reaction?
Yeah, no, it seems like that's just kind of Peterson's MO, that, he prefers to have the starters at least get a little bit of time. I went back and looked at how much Trevor Lawrence played last year, and for some reason, it surprised me to see that he had played 7 series in 2 preseason games last year. I would have thought it would be, 4 to 5, but it really seems like that, Doug just wants those guys to kind of be in the game mode that, so even though they obviously know who their guys are on offense, specifically the starting unit, he still wants them to kind of be in a game setting.
John, I want to talk about what you have coming up out there at Jaguar Report in one moment, but quickly. One on offense, one on defense, based on what you've seen. Veterans that the fans know their name, know who they are, that need to play well, or they might, be in trouble to make this roster.
Yeah, no, I think that when you look at it, that there, again, so much competition going on throughout the roster. I think, in terms of veterans who are potentially in danger, I do think Chris Claybrooks is one guy who, with as many cornerbacks as they have, is somebody who is, in danger of losing that spot. I think Jordan Smith is another guy who, you haven't seen him either utilized as much, or you haven't seen him flash enough to, I think, really make a big mark on their depth chart, at this moment. Like, if they went forward with just 4 rush linebackers, I think Yasir Abdullah would get the nod over him.
And then on offense, look, I mean, there's a lot of guys battling at the running back spot, but there's only one running back room, right? Normally you don't keep any more than 4. And right now, to me, I mean, it's Etienne and Bigsby are locks. I think Hasty's a lock. And then the question is, D'Ernest Johnson or Snoop Connor. So either way, one of those veterans might be in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think it's going to be D'Ernest Johnson because, you've seen him with, really throughout training camp have a prominent role on special teams. And that's why I think that he's going to get that 4th spot. He's been a special teams ace kind of throughout his career. And I think, when you're the 4th running back, either you need to be able to play special teams or you need to be looking to do something else. And that's the one thing with Snoop is he didn't play any special team snaps at all last year. So if you're not contributing to that part of the team, then I'm not sure, how safe your spot really is.
John, you're pumping out content like nobody's business over there at Jaguar Report. What do you have coming up over the next couple of days?
Yeah, no, actually, for the first time in, a couple of years, we're adding some, more contributors. So I'm not really, doing all the load, which will open me up to be able to do more feature work, less of the day-to-day, which, I really love doing, something I haven't been able to do as much in the last year or so. One of my first ones is I'm going to get something on Walk a Little. His journey, really, it's been a crazy journey to, opening a season as an NFL left tackle, after 2 years in the NFL, being moved all over the place. Obviously, his college career with the injury and COVID. So that's what I got coming up immediately.
John Shipley, one of our guys here on 1010XL. And again, he does an absolutely terrific job over at Jaguar Report. Go check him out. John, appreciate it, brother. I'll see you out there on Wednesday.
Hey, appreciate you.
And thank you to my friend John Shipley of Jaguar Report for joining us tonight here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. As, the week has arrived. Game week. The Jaguars play the Dallas Cowboys preseason. Game number 1 on Saturday. Remember, it's a weird start. It's like 5 o'clock kickoff Eastern time on Saturday. And Doug Peterson earlier today, the NFL Network was out at Jaguar practice. Doug Peterson told them that he expects, as of right now, for the starters to play a series or 2. So we will see what happens. But again, they're probably not going to play at all in preseason game 3 against Miami. Probably the dress rehearsal is a week from Saturday in Detroit, but we may see the starters for a series or 2, it would appear, this Saturday against the Dallas Cowboys. Well, that'll just about do it for what has been an unbelievably busy day, busy evening here on Hacker After Dark. We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. We got a lot of people to thank. Again, my man John Shipley. Check out his terrific work there at Jaguar Report. How about Dave Campo? Monday night coaching with Campo. He's our head coach here on Hacker After Dark. He'll be with us every Monday during the regular season. He'll also be the co-host this year of the 5th quarter, 2 hours after every Jaguar game goes final. The head coach, the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy, and myself will have it for you, and always love talking with head coach Dave Campo. Appreciate his time tonight here on Hacker After Dark. And my goodness, the Jaguar interviews. The Jaguar PR department has been sensational to us tonight. You heard my one-on-one interviews with Jaguar defensive tackle Devon Hamilton, with Jaguar rookie defensive lineman Tyler Lacey, and with Jaguar wide receiver Kevin Austin. Kevin Austin was singled out by Doug Peterson and Press Taylor as a young receiver opening some eyes. Tyler Lacey, how about this story? 4th-round pick out of Oklahoma State, a young man from the state of Texas, will make his NFL preseason debut in Texas on Saturday there in Dallas. That is a great story. And Devon Hamilton, of course, got paid this offseason, and he is with the Jaguars now long-term. So, again, thank you to Jaguars PR for helping us out, lining up Devon Hamilton, Tyler Lacey, and Kevin Austin, and bringing you those conversations tonight here on Hacker After Dark. We'll be back tomorrow night on a Tuesday, our late-night show. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something, man. Where else would you rather be from 10 to midnight than right here with Dylan Denmark and yours truly? And we do hope you stay up with us tomorrow night. Dylan Denmark was your producer this evening. Dylan, great job as always. I'm the Hacker Ryan Green. And again, Jacksonville, thank you for spending part of your Monday night with us right here on Hacker After Dark on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. So for all of us here on HAD, have an absolutely terrific remainder of your Monday evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow night on a Tuesday beginning at 10 o'clock. Until then, good night, Jacksonville.
Start sequence 1.
Unleash the excitement of Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Ignition.
XL.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away.